calls. Marcus Pettigrew and Tony Chiazza, our officiating crew tonight.
And both these teams, just about 100% man-to-man. They've each played 3 possessions of the zone all year, so don't expect to see anything. It's going to be some hardcore man-to-man.
Joseph Tugler and Caleb First to jump it up. And Houston controls the opening tip, playing for a spot in the Elite Eight.
And a big reason why Purdue is here is because their half-court defense in the NCAA tournament has been much better than it was at the end of the season.
Juwan Roberts draws the double, sends it back out to L.J. Cryer.
They worked on that yesterday a lot in practice, doubling Juwan Roberts or Tugler in the low post.
Emmanuel Sharp, his 3 won't go, and the rebound is corralled by C.J. Cox.
Anytime you get a rebound, a defensive rebound against Houston, you're happy because they are probably the best, them, Texas A&M, Tennessee, offensive rebounding teams in the country.
Purdue advancing to the Sweet 16 after wins over High Point and McNeese.
And right now you're seeing Houston switch everything. They feel like their bigs can stay with Braden Smith if they need to.
Shot clock at 2. Kaufman-Renn has to put one up. He does, and shoots it way off the mark. And you're seeing the Houston defense and their immediate impact on this ball game.
You know, they play a 360 tempo, and one of the reasons is because the team on offense takes forever trying to score against that defense. It takes you forever. Purdue took forever there and didn't get a good shot.
Houston had a good battle in the second round with Gonzaga. They never trailed in that game, but the Bulldogs got it down to 1 as C.J. Cox with the steal up ahead to Braden Smith. And Purdue is on the board first.
Well, you know, the big thing about Houston in that game, Andrew, they scored 81 points. Usually that's their problem. They're a good offensive team, but they 81. If they score 81, they beat anybody in the country.
L.J. Cryer for 3, off the mark, and the rebound is to Houston, and a foul is called on Purdue. Let's check in with Evan Washburn.
Well, Andrew, you touched on it. This is a road game for the 1 seed in Houston. Purdue just 65 miles away, as you laid out. But if you're looking for complaints from the Cougars, you've got the wrong squad, because when you talk to them, I almost feel like they prefer this. And Juwan Roberts told me our culture travels. We're undefeated on the road this season. We come in with a chip on our shoulder and with the right mindset. They're right at home right now, guys.
You know what? Kelvin Sampson still talks about that game he played in Albany against Syracuse, though, when he was in Oklahoma and he was a 1 seed. He wasn't happy about that one.
Also had to play Auburn in Birmingham 2 years ago. It was the 1 seed against the Orange in Albany. That was a very pro-Syracuse crowd. That Purdue foul was on Kaufman-Renn, and that is something to watch today as Fletcher Lawyer knocks down the jumper. But we met with Matt Painter at practice yesterday, and he said we've got to keep Kaufman-Renn out of foul trouble. Picks up an early one here, Lap.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They got to worry about that because they don't want to. They're going to take him out now, so he doesn't get that second. But one thing we just saw, Matt Painter is top 5 in the country at baseline out of bounds scoring. That's what Fletcher Lawyer did right there.
Well, Kaufman-Renn is still on the floor. Roberts, double teamed, gets it out to Cryer. Extra pass, Uzan. And that one is good.
He's made a huge difference to this team because now they've got Uzan, Sharp, and Cryer. They've got 3 guards out there that can all stick the three-pointer over 40%.
43% this season for Uzan after shooting 29% a year ago. Smith, wow, great vision there to locate Cox.
It was, but how about the closeout by L.J. Cryer?
Kaufman-Renn lost it, takeaway by the Cougars. Sharp going right at Cox, and he draws the foul. You like the out-of-bounds play, Lab.
Yeah, take a look at the screening here and the execution. Watch Lawyer. He's already got Cryer beat, but there's going to be a good screen coming here by Kaufman-Renn, and he's going to be wide open. Doesn't get help off that screen, he knocks it out. Matt Painter, baseline OBs, one of the best.
Emmanuel Sharp, an 88% free throw shooter. That's 3rd best in the Big 12. You can watch live men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Download it now. Manuel Sharp, the junior from Tampa, Florida. Makes them both, and Houston has a 5-4 advantage. And Matt Painter has been working the refs the entire start to this game.
If you play Houston, who's such a physical team, you need a whistle. There's no doubt about it.
Lawyer shot fake baseline, doesn't finish. Tugler met him at the glass and out of bounds to the Cougars.
I mean, great shot fake by Lawyer, but you're not going to get anything free. That's the problem against this team. Even that one, it looked like he was going to get a free one, but these guys come at you really hard.
And now Kaufman-Renn will come out, and Will Berg replaces him.
And Andrew, if you recall, I asked Matt Painter, I said, if Kaufman-Renn gets one tomorrow, he said, I'm taking him out for a little while, just to have him simmer down a little bit, because he can't get two.
He did keep him in for a couple minutes, but now to Berg, who had 4 points in the opening round win over High Point.
Yeah, playing better.
Cryer in the corner. And the loose ball scramble. It goes out of bounds at the Purdue bench, and it's Boilermakers basketball.
See, I love something that Braden Smith did there. He fell down before he contested that shot pretty good. It doesn't show that he came off the ground to get up and contest L.J. Cryer that hard. Plays really hard.
We've seen Matt Painter do this down the stretch of the season in the first half of games, offense, defense, with Kaufman-Renn and Berg, and that's what he does here. He brings Kaufman-Renn back in when Purdue got the ball out of bounds, and Lawyer hits the three.
That is huge, because he has not played well in the NCAA tournament so far, and they need that third. You got to think Braden Smith and Kaufman-Renn are going to be there. They need that third guy in Fletcher Lawyer.
Lawyer, the last 3 games, just 3 of 14 from beyond the arc. Uzan jumper, and the rebound tip right back to him. He'll take a 3 this time, and hit it. Second triple for Uzan.
Nobody taps the ball back out better than Houston. And think about it. Purdue's got like 1 clean rebound so far. They get a hand on it like everything. You can't catch them clean.
Lawyer looking for Kaufman-Renn. The double comes immediately, and a foul is called. That'll go on Joseph Tugler. Timeout on the floor. A good start in this one in Indy. We are back with a look at our tournament summary. The state of the tourney. Alabama, Michigan, and Texas each have 2 teams remaining, including the Houston Cougars. And then at the bottom, already 2 finals tonight, with Michigan State and Tennessee advancing to the Elite 8. Well, Purdue trying to get it done from the outside, and Fletcher Lawyer with an early contribution.
Well, it looked like you saw L.J. Cryer hesitate there, just fell asleep a little bit, and Lawyer comes off that thing, that screen open, a rare open shot for Purdue, and he was able to knock it out.
The Cougars have started this game 2 of 7 from the floor, and L.J. Cryer is 0 for 3. Kaufman-Renn trying to get to the basket. Great defense by Houston. How many times will we say that tonight? Lawyer counted in the foul, and Lawyer is energized early.
Yeah, but they ran an ISO play for Kaufman-Renn to kind of get him going, but the double came. They're obviously going to aggressively double him, and Lawyer catches and attacks right away before the defense was set and gets the and 1 there.
Uzan commits the foul. Already our 4th lead change of the opening half, and Lawyer has 8 points for Purdue, including the last 8 for the Boilermakers.
I mean, that's a great sign for him, but they got to get Kaufman-Renn going a little bit. The double's been very aggressive.
Let's check in with Evan.
Important to remember, guys, Fletcher Lawyer had that left elbow injury in the quarters against Michigan in the Big Ten. It affected him last week, but the week off in between clearly giving him time to get ready and get back to himself here for this game.
What a follow by Javier Francis.
And keeping these guys off the glass is like is so hard because they are coming and they are attacking every time that shot goes up. They're trained to do that by Kelvin Sampson.
Heidi left open. Misses the three and the rebound to Uzan.
He could be an important guy in this game, but the problem is they're playing small now, and you wonder how the rebounding is going to be now. Heidi's got Xavier Francis. That's not going to be easy.
Roberts gets rid of it when the double comes. Uzan defended by Lawyer. Uzan to Cryer with the shot clock winding down, and Cryer still can't get one to go, but the follow is there, and as you said, Steve, crashing the boards.
And you know, that was a very good defensive set for Purdue, but it's all for naught if you don't get the rebound.
7-0 in second chance points for Houston already.
And again, Purdue's got a small team in the game. This might be a day Caleb First has to play a lot.
Colvin, his 3-0, and Heidi can't get the rebound away from Francis. Early on, Houston doubling up Purdue on the glass, 6-3. Cryer over to Arsenault. Interestingly, it's gotten quiet here because there's so many Purdue fans. An offensive foul is called, and here come the fans.
Wow. That's like the third one I've seen all year where a secondary defender drew a charge. I don't think so. According to the new rule, I'll tell you, Kaufman-Renn is very lucky there. He was not there before he planted that foot. He's lucky.
Could have been his second. Instead, it's Purdue basketball.
And they never call that a charge anymore. I'm telling you, it's the third one I've seen all year by a secondary defender.
Smith to Kaufman-Renn. He's got his first field goal of the night.
He's really good at that little push shot from 8 feet.
Painter calls that his bread and butter. He had 22 points in the second round win over McNeese to go along with a career high 15 rebounds.
I've been impressed so far with Purdue's half-court defense, to be honest with you. I think it's been really good.
Uzan, step back. That's a three.
You know, they're not getting in the lane. Heidi was there. He got his hand up. He made a good shot.
Uzan has 3 threes in the first half.
What a difference he's made to this team.
His career high is 4 3-pointers.
And you know what? He's the only transfer they took that's in the rotation. That's it. They knew what they wanted in him.
Kaufman-Renn with the shot clock at 4. Out to Colvin for 3. And the rebound tipped out by Heidi. Somehow Heidi got in there. Lawyer. His 3 no good, and this time Francis is able to secure the rebound.
You know, the guys like Colvin and Cox and Jakari Harris, they're going to be very important in this game because if Kaufman-Renn's going to get doubled that hard, they're going to be open.
Francis, high arcing rainbow, no. The tip by Roberts is not good. Kaufman-Renn clears, and Smith brings it up. Lawyer thought about a transition 3, but pulls it back. Lawyer through the paint, missed it, but a foul is called.
You know, Kaufman-Renn has been very effective so far in this game as a passer, and that's why Purdue is hanging in there. But these Cougars are tough, especially when they're making threes. 15-12, Houston.
A moment ago, Evan with Kelvin Sampson.
Coach, with what Purdue's doing offensively, what do you want to see from your defense coming out of this timeout?
Well, the big thing is making sure we're attached to Lawyer. He's smart, veteran, knows how to play. And then we got to be smarter with Smith. He's dragging 2 of us, and he's kicking it back out. So just play smarter. Just keep playing hard.
Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's happening is, especially on those pick and rolls, they sending 2 at Braden Smith, and he's able to kick it around, and they're getting open shots. Once you get out of that double team, you're basically 4 against 3, and that's why they're getting some good looks from the perimeter. And on the other hand, Fletcher Lawyer, he's right, moves very well without the ball. He's doing a great job of attacking and knowing how to cut and get things done.
See, Lawyer has 9 of Purdue's 13 points. For Houston, Uzan is 3 of 4 for 9 points. The rest of the Cougars are combined 2 for 10 for just 6 points.
And you're 100% right, Andrew. I mean, he's doing the offense-defense with Kaufman-Renn in the first half. He's got him ready to come back in, it looks like there.
You have to step down to the bench here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Kaufman-Renn is not stepping down. He's staying up top on this elevated court.
And he told the scorer he's coming in.
Arsenault way off with that shot out of bounds. Last touch by Purdue.
Yeah, you don't want to play offense against Houston without Kaufman-Renn. That's for sure.
I think they thought Kaufman-Renn was going to come in because he was near the scorer's table, but when the ball went out of bounds off of Purdue, he didn't want to come in.
He went back. And Matt Painter didn't tell him.
Yeah.
He went by himself because
He
he knows what the deal is.
Their crew is now adjusting the shot clock. Now they're making Kaufman-Renn go down to the bench. He can't just hang out up top. So he has to sit down, and then there's 4 stairs to come back up. They added 1 second to the shot clock. And a foul with the shot clock down to 4. And that's going to go on Will Bird.
And you know, when you're guarding Tugler, he's not a good shooter. Berg should back off of him in that situation. And the last thing he wants to do is, he's so much bigger than him, the last thing he wants to do is foul him.
Just the 4th meeting between these two programs, and the first since 1998. Winner advances to the Elite Eight against Tennessee on Sunday here at Lucas Oil Stadium. And there's another issue with the clock. And now some boos from the fans here in Indianapolis. Shot clock says 0, which is not right. And now they reset it to 20. Matt Painter, 20th year at Purdue. Only Gene Cady has more wins in school history. And Gene is here tonight, a couple of months shy of his 89th birthday.
They are flying around defensively, Purdue, all over the place.
Wilson's 3 no good. Braden Smith the rebound. He tries to push up ahead. First joining the play, and Smith will pull it back.
And these guys always fly around defensively.
Jakari Harris, the freshman, on the floor.
Where the point's going to come from in this group, no Kaufman-Renn out there.
Smith, deep 3. First, going for the rebound, could not save it. Oh, they call it Houston touching it last. Kelvin Sampson is furious.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Oh, that is clearly off Caleb first.
Can't check it here with 9:50 to go in the first half. Lawyer to the ground, right to first.
Now you know why Tugler is was the player of the year, defensive player of the year in the Big 12. This guy covers pick and rolls like there's no tomorrow.
Smith misses the jumper. Rebound to Wilson, who gets it over to Uzan.
His 3rd team all-league. He averages 6 points a game.
It's amazing. Incredible defensive player. Up for the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year award. Sharp from the outside. He's fouled, shooting the 3. Lawyer doesn't agree, but it'll be 3 shots for Emmanuel Sharp.
Yeah, you never want to foul a 3-point shooter, obviously. Let's see here. Yeah, he fouled him. I mean, he kind of ran across his arm there. Yeah.
And Sharp, an 88% free throw shooter.
I don't think the crowd's agreeing with me.
Tony Chiazza is explaining to Matt Painter where Lawyer hit him on the arm.
And that's what I saw, too. Kind of hit it while he was going away.
You can get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. And look, there are moments, and we've already said it, this feels like a road game for Houston.
No doubt.
Here's the thing. Houston was 10-0 on the road this year.
They lost one game in the Big 12. One.
That was to Texas Tech in overtime.
They're like the first team in a power conference that moved up a league and won the regular season championship in the first 2 years since 1923. I mean, that's really hard to move up in a conference and play in a better league and win the regular season within 2 years. That's incredible stuff.
2 rare free throw misses by Sharp. He goes 1 out of 3 from the line.
And they're not guarding Caleb first. You know, and if there's a guy in the game that they don't have to guard and they're playing 5-on-4, they make it really hard to score.
But we met with Matt Painter at practice yesterday, and he said First has to play. We need him on the glass.
And you know what he has to be? If they're not going to guard him, he's got to be the most active screener in the game. Because if his man's not going to be there to head screens, he's got to be an active screener in this game.
Kaufman-Renn, shot fake, trying to turn around on Tugler, spins out, and the rebound to Tugler.
He's got to make those.
Purdue only has 1 field goal in the last 6 minutes and 15 seconds. First defending Roberts. Sharp, a 3.
Tough shot. Good box out.
Inside 8.5 to go in the first.
Yeah, Caleb First is like out there. Nobody's even near him.
Lawyer will shoot another 3 and hit again.
Hey, Evan said it. He's like a new man with that elbow.
He's got a dozen in the first half. He averages 13 per game.
And he's not been good in the NCAA tournament, but he's great tonight.
Listen to this crowd. Fletcher Lawyer, the Fort Wayne native, fired up in Indy. We are back with a look at our game summary, and already 5 lead changes and 4 ties here in the first half. And during this timeout, Evan caught up with Matt Painter.
Coach, you just captured some momentum. How do you sustain it?
Yeah, we got to be able to keep them off the glass. The one stretch where they got it going, we got some good stops. They'll take difficult shots when you help, but they're going to get the rebound. So we've got to keep the ball in front of us, not allow angles, try to stay out of rotation so we can do a better job rebounding.
Appreciate the time.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you know, how about this? Houston hasn't even attempted a layup, but this guy, Fletcher Lawyer, what he's done so far, he's got 12 points, and what he's done is also he's helped buy some time for Trey Kaufman-Renn, who hasn't gotten going yet. So he's done a great job moving without the ball. They've set some good screens for him, but the bottom line is making shots when he gets those opportunities.
Lawyer has 12. The rest of the Boilermakers have 4. Tied at 16 with 7:50 to go in the first half.
And now they brought Heidi back in. See, they're much better off with Heidi on offense, but First on defense. So you got to figure out which way you want to go.
Heidi very capable from the outside. Smith with 5 to shoot. He'll take a deep 3. And the rebound tracked down by L.J. Cryer, who is still without a point. He's 0 for 4 in the first half.
30 against Gonzaga.
Roberts is fouled, and he will shoot 2.
In Camden, Heidi ends up on Juwan Roberts, which is, you know, not going to be a good thing, really. And he gets 2 free throws.
Houston struggling shooting the basketball on their 3-point attempts. They're 2 for 9. And on their 2-point attempts, 3 for 8. Be prepared for history to be written in the 2025 Stanley Cup playoffs. NHL on TNT playoff coverage begins April 19th on TNT, TBS, and Max. Kelvin Sampson loves Juwan Roberts, now in his 6th season at Houston. His 170th game tonight. That's a school record.
Yeah, he's a Kelvin kind of guy.
Saw Kelvin get emotional on senior night when Roberts came out. And Kaufman-Renn is fouled with the shot clock at 8. Kaufman-Renn still only 1 field goal in the first half.
Interesting to see that possession. Now, it was hard to tell. Didn't look like they were going to double Kaufman-Renn there. I think that Kelvin has felt like when they double him and he passes out of it, we're not as solid as we need to be. Let's see what happens when he catches it in the low post.
A steal by Houston. Uzan gets it back and it poked away by Smith. Great defense, but then Cryer takes it away. Roberts looking for help, tipped around. Smith tracks it down. Harris trying to join him. Harris missed it. Jakari Harris was between a layup and a dunk, and he comes away empty.
That's exactly what happened, Andrew. You know, Braden Smith, how about him stealing the ball?
Cryer still without a field goal and a foul on the rebound. And Smith is slow to get up. Tough kid. Grew up in Westfield, Indiana, attended Westfield High School. 2022 Indiana Mr. Basketball. The foul on Houston was on Tugler, and that's his 2nd.
Oh, he like hit his knee. Tell you, that's a tough kid. And how about that kid? No Division I scholarship offers, and Matt Painter sees him and says, you know, I want that kid. Big Ten Player of the Year. That is an incredible story. And he's got another year.
And he doesn't come out.
No, never.
Had not come out of an NCAA tournament game yet. Playing all 40 minutes in each of the first 2 games. Kaufman-Renn position on the block, and he missed it. Gets it back, counted and 1.
Kaufman-Renn, he's getting a lot of good touches. Very fortunate that time, misses the first layup and gets it back and gets the and 1.
That was a big foul on Tugler, his 2nd. He has fouled out of 6 games this year. And he sits on the bench with 6:09 to play.
Yeah, and now Houston decides they're going to go small. They got Malik Wilson in. They didn't come back with Javier Francis to play with Juwan Roberts.
Francis with his 2nd foul. Kaufman-Renn gets the bounce as we check in with Evan.
Yeah, guys, I talked to Braden Smith yesterday about this type of game and his stamina, and he said it's about body language. You can never let them know you're frustrated, never let them know you're tired. He was excited for this one.
And a turnover by Houston, and Colvin could not catch the pass.
Yeah, that was not a good pass by Braden Smith. Too high.
Smith committed a career-high 8 turnovers in the 2nd round win over McNeese. And we've had a combined 6 turnovers in the last 1 minute and 32 seconds. Purdue fans loud again. Sharp trying to quiet them. He cannot, and the rebound to Houston. Uzan left alone, another 3, not this time. Roberts the offensive board. And Wilson underneath off the feed from Uzan.
You know, it's like how many offensive rebounds are you going to get? Eventually they're going to score, and they don't even have their big team in the game.
Houston ends a 6-minute and 45-second field goal drought. And they tie it at 19 as we approach 5 to play in the first.
No double on Kaufman-Renn.
Tough shot there, won't go, and the rebound to Wilson.
I think Kelvin wants them to be a little more solid and just play him with one guy. But they should not want to lose their aggressiveness. Well, that's way too radical. They don't know what happened there.
Roberts with the jam. Houston back in front. The 7th lead change of the half. Into the corner it goes. Colvin's three, not there. Cox, the offensive rebound.
Yeah, those are the shots that those guys, Colvin, Jakari Harris, those are the shots they got to make.
Cox in the corner. Like that one's good.
I'll tell you what, they are really doing a great job, Purdue, of carving up an unbelievable defense.
Cryer runner, no good. And it goes out of bounds to Purdue. L.J. Cryer is 0 for 6. The leading scorer for Houston this year at 15.5 points per game. C.J. Cox, a three from the corner, and Purdue up by 1. Coming up on AT&T at the half, first half analysis and an update on Michigan against Auburn, plus the latest tournament news all coming up on AT&T at the half. Well, let's take a look at this Purdue defense so far tonight from our AT&T Connected Cam.
I mean, Houston is shooting 29% from the field. Purdue has done a great job in the half court against a team that's number 10 in the nation in offensive efficiency. So you got to give Purdue credit, who really struggled defensively. What great help there from Caleb First to stop that drive. I mean, these guys are flying all over the place and just making Houston uncomfortable. Now, Houston doing a good job on defense, but not their usual, you just don't see their usual where they really wreak havoc on you all over the place. I think Purdue's had some good offensive possessions.
Neither team has led by more than 4 so far tonight. A very even first half, inside 4 minutes to go. Braden Smith scored the first 2 points of the game for Purdue. He has not scored since.
He's taking what's there, Andrew. He doesn't really have a lot going on. No double. They're not doubling Kaufman-Renn now.
Kaufman-Renn and Cryer, a combined 2 for 12. The 2 leading scorers for each team. Uzan over first. Doesn't get the bounce. Well,
that was on the rim.
The glass. Uzan a 3. No good, and a whistle inside. A foul against Houston. And I think Houston thought there was basket interference.
I did too.
You said it.
I said it. I thought that ball was, I thought there was interference there.
That's the foul. You see Sampson wasn't happy with that, as Houston has now missed each of its last 6 3-point attempts. That was the 8th Houston foul, so a 1-and-1 for the freshman C.J. Cox.
And just to put it in perspective, Andrew, Houston is number 1 in the country in 3-point percentage. Now, they don't shoot a ton of them, but they are almost 40% from 3. Not today.
Cheer on your favorite NCAA team with officially licensed fan gear. For the best selection of team apparel and accessories, head to shopncaasports.com.
Kelvin Sampson is all over Paul Sells.
And both coaches are having a few words with the officials, as you would expect in the intensity of a Sweet 16 game. Sharp draws the contact on Smith. Let's go back to the previous possession for Houston. We thought maybe there was basket interference.
100%.
Definitely.
That's 100%.
That's Caleb First right there. And that's what, and they just showed that on the replay board here, and Kelvin Sampson saw it. And we're being told that, in no big surprise, Gene Steratore agrees with Coach Lapis.
I wonder if he'll agree with me as much to give me some putts, too. What do you think?
No. On your own on the golf course. Oh, Kelvin Sampson, every right to be mad after that call.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 points. Great ball reversal.
Cox, jumper is good. C.J. Cox.
You know, they have done a great job of when Houston decides they want to go after you with 2, of reversing the ball and getting it to an open guy.
Cox has scored the last 7 for Purdue.
You know, we talked about some of the ancillary guys doing something, and this guy can shoot it.
Uzan's 4-3, that ties a career high. Tied at 26 as we approach 2 minutes to play. Cox has had the hot hand working on Cryer, and will send it back out. Smith rolls it into Kaufman-Renn. Cox calling for it. Little heat check right here. Not hot that time. Colvin trying to save it. Goes into the Houston bench. Good sportsmanship there by the Cougars, and Colvin will trot back on defense.
Yeah, that was Cox was feeling it that time.
1:50 to go. Both teams still have their use it or lose it timeout here in the first half.
The interesting thing about Houston is they haven't really been able to get it to Roberts in the low post to put some pressure on Kaufman-Renn. You got to give that great help by Colvin that time.
Sharp a 3. That's good for Emmanuel Sharp. The 5th 3 of the half for the Cougars.
And good ball movement that time, but he's another 42-43% three-point shooter. Those 3 guys out there, Cryer hasn't made one yet.
Kaufman-Renn banging around with Roberts. Kaufman-Renn now doubled, gets it out. Into the corner it goes to Smith for 3.
Every time they've had to come into a rotation, Purdue has made them pay.
Braden Smith's family watching from the stands here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Kelvin Sampson worked on 2-for-1s at practice yesterday. But using up the shot clock here. Wilson, jumper, no. Tipped out to Cryer.
They tip it out unbelievably.
Sharp fires up another 3. The rebound to Cox. Matt Painter is saying hold for 1 with the shot clock turned off.
And you know they're going to get into that high pick and roll with Kaufman-Renn.
Matt Painter not calling a timeout with 10 seconds to go.
Well, you got to go now.
4 seconds. Smith working on Wilson. Smith has to put one up. Draws the foul. I think the crew will go look to make sure that the horn had not sounded.
It was very close. Oh, yeah, he got it off.
The previous play is under review for timing error.
And you know, Malik Wilson he lifts up right there, and that's when he fouls. You got to stay solid, stay in your stance, and they worked a lot on shot fakes yesterday, staying down on shot fakes. That was the drill that Kelvin Sampson was doing.
By rule, we put the time of the foul on the game clock when the game clock expires. The contact occurred at 0.3 seconds.
All right, so there it is. Braden Smith will go to the free throw line with 0.3 to go in the first half. Here in the first half, Purdue has 9 assists on 10 made field goals. And Braden Smith has 4 of the 9 helpers.
You know, you play against a team like this and you have 5 turnovers for a half. You did a heck of a job. The shooting percentages aren't great in this game, but their defense is not dominating by making steals and getting dunks and going out.
There's Braden Smith's family. His mom, Ginny, his father, Dustin. Both played collegiate basketball at Arkansas Tech. Ginny was a 2-time all-conference selection, and Dustin 11th in school history in assists.
Kelvin Sampson's getting some good words in.
Hey, the .3 on the clock worked out well.
Gave him more time.
A couple extra rips as Smith makes them both.
And they can't shoot this, so it's only be tipped at .3.
10 lead changes, 7 ties. No lead larger than 4 in a very entertaining first half. We'll be back to Indianapolis right after this. Evan, what did Coach Sampson have to say?
He wants his guys to just play with confidence, saying we can't let the adversity affect us. He mentioned the crowd noise, being on the road, also that missed goaltending. He said we have to play through that. Guys also spoke to Fletcher Lawyer for Purdue, and he talked about taking care of the ball. Of those 5 turnovers, he felt like a couple of them were just careless, unforced. They have to be ready to shoot when Trey Kaufman-Renn has the ball. That's been effective in the first half, and offensive glass was top of mind as well.
Well, that's, you know, some great points, and I know Kelvin Sampson's right. He's got to get these guys a little looser.
Kaufman-Renn hits the front of the rim. Rebound saved by First, who sends it back out to Lawyer. He'll pop a 3. Comes up short in the rebound to Roberts. 6 times this year, Houston has trailed at the half, and they have come back to win 5 of them. Uzan to a wide open Tugler.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to see if Purdue can sustain what they did in the first half defensively. That time they double teamed for no reason, really, and left Tugler all by himself.
Only their 5th 2-pointer of the night. And we're tied at 31. To the ground we go, and Purdue is granted a timeout. So an early timeout here in the second half for Matt Painter and the Boilermakers. Houston tying it at 31 from West Lafayette, about 65 miles away here to Indianapolis, and we've been entertained to a good one so far. Tied at 31 early in the second half.
And only 4 Purdue kids have scored in this game. Not 1 point off the bench.
Cox puts up a 3 with the shot clock winding down, and it is an air ball.
Houston basketball.
Matt Painter has brought the stool out. You like that move?
Yeah.
Huh? I like that.
I played an arena like this once. I was at Williams Arena, Minnesota, and I had the stool on top. Didn't use it at all, but I had the stool was there.
Painter quickly up off the stool. Uzan to Roberts. And a whistle and a foul inside. And that's going to go on Fletcher Lawyer, his second. Cougars have won 15 in a row, the longest active win streak in the country, as Sharp knocks down the jumper and Houston back in front.
They laid a great screen on Fletcher Lawyer that time. He got stunned.
The 11th lead change of the night. Sharp in double figures with 10. Smith, shot fake. Shot clock down to 4. Cox, rejected. Sharp the other way with Lawyer back, and Sharp lays it in.
That's a couple of rough possessions for Purdue on offense. This Houston defense starting to assert themselves.
A 6-0 run for Houston to open up the second half. Lawyer in trouble, and he throws it right off of Roberts. Lawyer says, my bad on that one, but it is Purdue ball.
Yeah, that's great defense down there. And then the finish by Sharp.
Good job here by Lawyer to keep this one alive. Ooh. A tough one for Roberts.
Lawyer acknowledged that.
Kaufman-Renn, great defense by Tugler.
Oh, they called a foul.
Wow, they called a foul, and on Tugler, that's his 3rd. Take another look at this one.
See, that was a foul on Kaufman-Renn, I have to tell you, to start with.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the banging that I know always gets talked about.
Shooting 2 shots.
To call the first one.
Kaufman-Renn got called for a foul less than 2 minutes in. He still only has that one foul, and he misses the free throw. Tugler will come out after picking up his third, and Francis comes back in with 2 fouls. Kaufman-Renn only had 5 points in the first half. Makes 1 out of 2 at the line.
Well, they're going to need him in the second half, that's for sure. Now a little pressure. Cox by himself.
Kaufman-Renn, last 5 games, averaging 25 points and 9 rebounds. Houston has done a great job on him so far tonight. Cryer locates Francis for the finish. And this is the largest lead of the night for either team. Just 5.
Great job by L.J. Cryer getting in the lane there, drawing some help and finding Francis.
This half, Houston is 4 out of 4. Purdue is 0 for 4. Where will the Boilermakers turn for offense? Can Heidi provide it? Misses the 3 and the rebound to Francis.
And those are big shots, because out of those double teams, you end up with a wide open 3 by a good shooter. He's got to make that.
And remember, Purdue calling that early timeout with the scramble. Matt Painter could be thinking about one here, but then he would only have 1 left the rest of the way. Cryer, his 3 won't go, but Roberts tracks it down.
Yeah, he wants to get to the media if he can.
Sharp, a deep 3. It's good!
Yeah, this thing is, I tell you one thing about these guys, you get down on them, and the way they're starting to guard becomes really hard.
11-1 Houston to open up the second half. Kaufman-Renn draws the double, finds Heidi. Heidi again, straightaway 3, and that's a big shot for Purdue. They needed that one.
And they've been getting those kind of shots. And like we said, the ancillary guys like Heidi, they got to make them. He made that one.
The first points off the bench for the Boilermakers tonight. And here come the Purdue fans. Cryer finally, after missing his first 7, has his first field goal of the night.
Now all of a sudden the Purdue defense is not quite what it was in the first half. I see a new level of aggressiveness here.
Lawyer, shot fake, jumper, rattles in for Lawyer.
Great shot fake there. Got his man up in the air and was able to make a 14-footer.
That was the first key when Matt Painter told us about the game plan yesterday at practice, shot fakes, and they worked on that a lot yesterday here on this floor. Cryer trying to make it 2 in a row. He cannot, and the rebound to Cox. Heidi, good shooter, but passes it over to Cox as Purdue works the perimeter here. Now Kaufman-Renn.
And here comes the double.
And a foul is called as Kaufman-Renn was trying to go baseline, and we have a timeout with 14:19 to go in the second. Good start to the second for Sampson and the Cougs. All right, Ernie, thank you. The winner of that one will see Michigan State at 5:05 Eastern Time Sunday on CBS. The winner of our game between Purdue and Houston will see Tennessee a 2:20 Eastern Time tip on Sunday here in Indianapolis. Well, this half, Purdue has 6 points. Emmanuel Sharp has 7. He's 3 of 3 here in the second half.
Yeah, well, all of a sudden, Sharp, and then Cryer's got his first deuce of the game. So, but I see a different level of defense for Houston in the half court in the second half. A little bit more aggressive, a little bit more active, back to the double teams. and really throwing Purdue off their game. They've got to continue to get the ball in to Kaufman-Renn, draw the double teams, and hope he could pass out of them and get open shots.
And a wet spot on the floor. Houston has been called for 11 fouls. Kaufman-Renn has drawn 7 of them, and he's only been called for 1.
I mean, the guy's shot over 200 free throws this season, so yeah, he's a tough guy to guard in the low post.
Miles Colvin on the floor right now. His lawyer wants 3 more, not this time, and the rebound to Uzan.
And he got open because he was in a dead sprint from one corner to the other.
Small lineup for Purdue. Uzan will take a 3. No good, and Braden Smith is there for the rebound.
Braden Smith, a very good rebounder for a guard.
Smith to Kaufman-Renn. Roberts is right there. Kaufman-Renn off glass for 2.
Good job finding the big guy inside. He was very patient that time. Gave a little shot fake, then laid it in.
7th assist for Braden Smith. Sharp's jumper, no. Wilson flies in. And a foul is called, and Wilson is grabbing the back of his head. Malik Wilson, the Rayville, Louisiana native. Same hometown as Houston legend Elvin Hayes. As we take another look. Fouls on Kaufman-Renn.
Clearly.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wilson hit his head hard.
And his shoulder, too.
Kaufman-Renn picks up his second with 13:23 to go. Thankfully, Malik Wilson appears to be okay. Uzan's had a big game for the Cougars tonight. Looking for more here. It won't go, but Roberts the offensive rebound.
Attacking that drop coverage at the foul line. Got a really good shot, Milos Uzan.
Houston out rebounding Purdue by 10. Shot clock is at 5. Uzan again, runner is good. Uzan's got 14 points.
And now what they're doing is they're starting to attack that drop coverage. Kaufman-Renn is backing off, and they were working on that yesterday with Kelvin Sampson, attacking the elbows.
Colvin, the Indianapolis native from the free throw line, hits it. Played his high school ball at Heritage Christian, the son of Roosevelt Colvin, who you just saw there, former 2-time Super Bowl champ with the New England Patriots. And now the Purdue fans in a 1-possession game up on their feet.
Colvin ready to double team Juwan Roberts.
Uzan right by Lawyer, and the lob to Francis. What a play by Uzan.
As soon as he sees the help take even a half a step towards him, he's throwing it up in the air. Great penetration.
And a steal by Sharp, and then Lawyer commits the foul. That's the 3rd foul on Lawyer. Houston led by Milos Uzan. Up by 5 on Purdue in the second half. Good start here in the second half for the Houston Cougars, and they currently lead by 5.
Well, they're doing something in this half they couldn't do in the first half because of the defense. They're getting into the paint a lot more often here, and that's leading to some easy baskets. You're going to see here a double team that was not necessary. Talk about too much help. That was it. And him getting another dunk in there. So attacking the paint has been much better for Houston here in the second half.
And Evan Uzan has 14 points, 5 assists, and just 2 turnovers.
Impactful player, and both these rosters, guys, homegrown. Uzan, the only member of either roster that was added in the transfer portal last offseason, coming over from Oklahoma. And Kelvin Sampson told us that they handpicked him out of the portal because he's a pass-first guard. We've seen his scoring ability, but they needed that. Took a while for him to feel comfortable, broke his nose back in October. Never played in an NCAA tournament game, but he's eased into things and been huge for the Cougs.
Yeah, he's been huge, is right, because not only is he now passing, but he also is a tremendous shooter.
And Evan, that was his main motivation to transfer.
Wow.
He wanted to play in the NCAA tournament as Roberts adds to the Cougars' lead.
That was a tough shot off the glass from like 10 feet.
So in the first half, Houston had 8 points in the paint. Here in the second, they already have 10.
Yeah, that's because the Purdue defense hasn't been quite as good.
Heidi with a great rebound, but he was out of bounds. After Colvin misses the three, Colvin is now 0 of 4 from deep.
Yeah, the Purdue defense has lost a little bit of the intensity that they had that first 20 minutes.
Lawyer is on the bench with the 3 fouls, but Francis is on the floor for Houston and 3 fouls.
Well, that's gone.
That's like a Rigoberto Sanchez punt.
Well, put it this way, Cryer didn't even budge. That was so far up, he just looked at it.
Good hang time on that pass. First turnover of the half for Houston. Kaufman-Renn over to Harris. Fakes 2 threes, and now Cryer's right there.
Yeah, a little more active in the second half by Houston. Great pass.
Kaufman-Renn off a tremendous feed from Smith.
Yeah, he had his eyes up the whole time. He's getting doubled, but he sees what's going on all the time. That's why Braden Smith is who he is.
He's got 9 assists. And a whistle and a foul.
Now Braden Smith gets kind of double teamed here. Look at his eyes. Look where he's looking. He's not worried about those 2 guys that are guarding him. He's worried about seeing his teammates. You don't see this lineup too often. Berg in the game with Kaufman-Renn.
4 fouls this half on Purdue.
This is what you call Purdue's ultra big lineup.
Sharp on the attack, and he lays it in.
See, that's the one, he did that right on Berg, went right into his chest. That's one he's gotta toss that one back.
Houston is 10 for 15 shooting this half.
Look, everything's at the rim, right?
Colvin wide open, and he hits this one. His first triple tonight, and it's a 4-point game.
As long as they keep knocking out those open ones when they get doubled, they'll be able to stay in this.
Sharp jumper, and the rebound right to Harris. Smith up ahead. Colvin, that was very ambitious.
Well, you take a look here at this 3-point shot Colvin gets. So they overextend coming to the middle of the floor, and they leave the corner wide open. That's how they play defense. And if you knock those out, you can hang around.
What about the decision by Smith on that alley-oop right there?
No, that wasn't a good decision. Ambitious, as you said.
Colvin can really get up, but that was too high.
And it was from just beyond half court, a little too far.
Cryer, a quiet night. Uzan, a hot night. He's got 3 more! And it's a career high 5 threes for Milos Uzan.
And give Cryer credit, he's not forcing the issue. I mean, usually you're a big scorer like that, you're gonna force some things, not forcing anything, happy for his teammate, and still playing hard on defense.
And a whistle and a foul inside. We showed you earlier that Braden Smith did not come out of either of the first 2 tournament games. He has not come out of this game either. Well, tonight, Braden Smith going over 300 assists for the season. So there's only 2 players that have had at least 500 points, 300 assists, and 150 rebounds in a season. Ja Morant, and this year, Braden Smith.
It's pretty good company.
Tough pass there. Lawyer saves Purdue. Here comes the double again. Kaufman-Renn working on Roberts. Turnaround. No.
Oh, he's got to make that.
And he knows it too. But Uzan could not save it. And it comes back to the Boilers.
It's like you only get so many of those easy opportunities in there.
Kaufman-Renn 4 for 11 tonight.
This is a guy who shoots 60% on the season.
Uzan is down low on Kaufman-Renn. Braden Smith trying to get it to him.
The help is getting ready to come.
Instead, shot clock at 3. Colvin jumper. Halfway down and out, the rebound to Roberts, and a foul behind the play.
I think it's on Heidi. Kaufman-Renn.
No, it's on Trey Kaufman-Renn. That's his 3rd with 8:15 to go.
Oh, yeah, that's
Pushing Uzan to the ground.
an easy one.
And again, feels like a road game. It's gone quiet here in Lucas Oil Stadium with all the Purdue fans here.
And it's really, Houston has picked it up on both ends of the floor. Their defense is better, and they're getting in the paint a lot more now.
Auburn advancing to the Elite Eight, a win over Michigan down in Atlanta. Uzan wants 3. Yes! Uzan! You can! His 6th 3! And Purdue calls timeout. The Cougars riding high thanks to Milos Uzan. He puts them up by 10. Back at Lucas Oil Stadium with a look at our game summary, and Houston has gone up by 10 thanks to Milos Uzan. 20 points, 6 of 9 from deep.
You know what's great about this kid? He's so under control at all time. You know, he takes his time. There's no rush to anything he does. And as Kelvin Sam said, he's a pass first guy. He's really looking around, and just, they're leaving him alone. He's a 43% three-point shooter, and he has made Purdue pay the whole game, but especially now late in the second half.
Purdue got within 4, and then Uzan hit the 2 triples. This is the first double-digit lead of the game.
And Matt Painter was very upset at Trey Kaufman-Renn because he wasn't in his defensive coverage that time, and they ended up doubling Juwan Roberts, and Uzan ended up being all by himself.
Here in Indianapolis with Steve Lapis and Evan Washburn, I'm Andrew Catalan. Purdue led by 2 at the half, but it's been all Houston here in the second half to take a 10-point lead.
Yeah, those shots they were making in the first half consistently, and it's really their defense is not as good in the second half, Purdue.
Houston outscoring Purdue 27-15 here in the second. Shot clock down to 5. Uzan has had the hot hand all night long. Uzan sends it out to Sharp, puts up a 3. It's short. The rebound to Heidi.
That was a really good job by Uzan because the shot clock's winding down, but he knew there was enough time for somebody else to get a shot than him.
Smith in the corner gets rid of it to Colvin. Colvin's jumper is good. Miles Colvin with some good minutes off the bench here in the second half.
Yeah, he's
got
been
7.
good.
All 7 of Colvin's points have come here in the second. If you're just joining us, it's been an off night for L.J. Cryer. Houston's leading scorer is just 1 for 9 as Roberts misses, and Colvin's able to come away with it.
And they should push the ball because much easier to score against this team in transition than setting up in the half court.
Lawyer off glass for 2.
I like that semi-transition. Defense is not set yet.
And now, at 12:18 local time, the Purdue fans are going wild. Just 65 miles from campus, And Houston calls timeout.
Sounds like a home game. What do you think? 56-50, Houston.
One more spot available in the Elite Eight. Purdue and Houston battling for the right to advance to Sunday's Elite Eight matchup against Tennessee, who earlier tonight here in Indianapolis took care of Kentucky.
Well, obviously, Kelvin Sampson did not like what he saw. He's got to look to keep attacking the paint. Now, he does have his best inside scorer out of the game right now, and Roberts has a small team in the game. Tugler, his biggest guy.
Cryer, can he finally get going? No, and it goes out of bounds to Houston. Matt Painter and the Boilermakers disagree as we take another look.
Everybody's swearing it's off Tugler. Oh, yeah. Wow. And, you know, they looked at Paul Sells to get some help, and he said, no, he's got it. He didn't have it.
Wow, Colvin! Skies for the steal. Purdue in transition. Lawyer a three. It won't go, and a whistle against Kaufman-Renn.
Wow, that's 4 on Kaufman-Renn.
A critical call, and there's an injured Cougar still down behind the play. And it's L.J. Cryer just getting up as we take another look.
I mean, I think that was a little quick by Lawyer there. A lot of contact.
So Kaufman-Renn will come out, and he is not happy.
No, he thought that the box out was a little aggressive, that he got aggressive back, and he ends up getting called.
See how long Matt Painter can keep him there.
He can't keep him there long.
5:40 to go.
If he gets 2 minutes, he'll take it. But this lead can't get any bigger.
Sharp puts up a three.
Bad shot.
And a foul. And they're pointing at Caleb first. Purdue fans again not happy with that call as First picks up his first.
Yeah, I mean, that's a foul. He's holding with it's a foul.
And that's the 7th team foul on the Boilermakers, so it's a 1-and-1, and Kaufman-Renn's already back in the game.
Yeah, they're going to go on offense now, so they're going to try that. But how about Braden Smith this half? Hasn't taken a shot, has 8 assists.
Tugler, a 54% free throw shooter, and he knocks in the front end of the 1-and-1. Now you think about what a big swing the Lawyer three was. If that went in, it's a 3-point game. Instead, he misses the shot, and then Kaufman-Renn picks up his 4th, going for the rebound.
Yeah, and I wasn't crazy about that shot so quickly and so deep.
7-point game.
Kaufman-Renn just can't get an offensive foul.
Heidi, a deep three. It's good!
I'll tell you, this guy's been really good for them.
Heidi's second three. He's got 6 points.
They need to attack Kaufman-Renn right now.
Cryer, step back. Not his night. Heidi the rebound. Purdue has 9 field goals this half, and Smith has assists on all 9 of them for Purdue. Where will he go here?
They'll keep doubling him.
And a kick ball, stopping the clock with 4:30 to go.
I think you got to go into Kaufman-Renn, but he's got to be careful, especially on these dribble handoffs, pick and rolls. He can't set an illegal screen.
Loud chants of "Let's go Boilers." The top seed in the Midwest, Houston, playing what is very much a road game right now. Kaufman-Renn with Roberts on him, gets around him,
Great
and
move.
he is fouled.
They get the ball into Trey Kaufman-Renn. No double. Great spin move.
And now Tugler picks up his 4th for Houston. Defensive Player of the Year in the Big 12. 2 shots for Kaufman-Renn. Coming up next, Adam Lefko, Jay Wright, Candace Parker, and Seth Davis have all the highlights and analysis on Inside March Madness, presented by Buick, only on TBS. Kaufman-Renn now in double figures with 11 points. Tugler goes out with the 4 fouls.
The stats in this game are ridiculously even. When you think of the shooting percentages, the amount of threes made.
Been a good one throughout. Offense, defense substitution for Purdue with First back on the floor.
Big possession for Houston. I think they should play through Roberts. I think First will have his hands full. And then they got to go to the glass hard, because this is Purdue's small team.
Uzan with 5 to shoot. Inside it goes to Francis. His turnaround is short. Rebound out of bounds to Houston. It'll be Cougars basketball when we come back. 3:48 to go. 1 spot left in the Elite Eight. Will it be Purdue or will it be Houston? Find out when we come back. The first 2 slots in the Final Four will be filled tomorrow on TBS. It all starts with the Nissan NCAA tip-off at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Gene Steratore is with us, and Gene, take a look at this last one going out of bounds, and they called it Houston basketball.
Yeah, Andrew, as you see them fighting, to me it looks like Juwan Roberts. The ball hits off that left knee right there and goes out. Now we're outside of 2 minutes, so it's not a reviewable play, as we know. So Houston is going to get this ball, but I think clearly on that shot you see it off their knee.
We agree, Gene. Tough break for Purdue. It's Houston basketball. No field goals in the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Can Cryer change it? He can! Big shot and a big fist pump from Kelvin Sampson.
And what a great screen. They worked on that flare screen yesterday, and L.J. Cryer knocks out his first 3 of the night.
He was 1 for 11 before that shot. Smith, Colvin, catch and shoot 3. Can't answer, and the rebound to Uzan.
And those are the shots that he was making. There's a wide open 3. It's a good shot, a good pass across the court.
Cryer comes to get it. And now Sharp looking at the shot clock. It's down to 4. Puts up a shot. That won't go. The rebound to Heidi with 2:40 to play.
Might not be a bad time to use one of those timeouts. You got 2 left to get him back in the game.
Matt Painter thinking the same thing. The winner will play Tennessee in the Elite Eight on Sunday. Right now, a 5-point Houston advantage. Well, last Saturday in Providence, Rhode Island, St. John's against Arkansas. R.J. Lewis, St. John's' star, was having a bad night. He was 3 for 17. Rick Pitino benched him for the final 5 minutes. Here tonight, L.J. Cryer, Houston's star, was 1 for 11. Kelvin Sampson keeps him in, and he hits a big 3 a moment ago.
Well, you know how I feel about that, Andrew. I thought R.J. Lewis should have stayed in. You got to go with your best guys. I don't care how they're playing up until then.
That was Purdue's final timeout with 2:32 to go.
And you got to figure this is going to go into Kaufman-Renn somehow, some way.
Smith, Kaufman-Renn, there it is.
I'll tell you, Braden Smith can play cat and mouse with that high screen better than anybody in the country.
One possession game. 14 assists for Braden Smith and 10 have come here in the second half. Uzan, tough shot, tipped up. Francis right to Kaufman-Renn.
And one thing, Andrew, Houston's got 2 fouls to give. I'm not saying they should just give it, but if a guy goes by him, they need to foul him so they don't get beat.
They can be aggressive in this spot, no doubt about it. Heidi fakes the 3, now steps back. Heidi won't go, and the rebound to Roberts. And now Cryer will slowly bring the ball up the floor. Houston has lost in the Sweet 16 each of the last 2 years. Trying to get to the Elite 8 and a date with Tennessee on Sunday. Cryer through the defense. Kaufman-Renn got a piece of it.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about holding the ball in that situation and only taking 5 seconds to get a shot. Well, you know where they're going. That's foul.
And a foul is called on Sharp. And that's the 5th team foul against the Cougars.
Kaufman-Renn does a great job here with 4 fouls. They could have called the 5th one there too, to be honest with you.
Speaking of 4 fouls, Joseph Tugler comes back on the floor with 1:03 to go.
Well, he's the tremendous defenders. That's a good move by Kelvin Sampson. And they got him on Kaufman-Renn.
Yeah, right next to Kaufman-Renn.
They could be aggressive. They still have a foul.
Lawyer able to get it over to Kaufman-Renn. Colvin extra pass. Smith a 3. And the long rebound to Kaufman-Renn.
They don't have to take a 3, but they got to get something good.
Shot clock at 10. Everyone watching Braden Smith of Purdue. Where will he go with 5 to shoot? Smith with Roberts on him. Smith to the corner. Heidi a 3. It's good! We are tied! Timeout, Houston! Houston led by 10 with 7 minutes to play, and now we're tied with 29 seconds left.
Well, you know, Braden Smith, the guy is like a maestro. He had a feel for knowing that there was enough time for Heidi to get a shot off right at the end of the shot clock. That's what the great point guards do, and Heidi came through with a big-time 3.
Purdue has 11 field goals this half, and Smith has an assist on all 11 of them. 15 for the game for Braden Smith.
Now, right now, Houston's going to run this thing down as far as they can, but the truth is Purdue's going to get at least 4 seconds if they can get the rebound. They have to get this rebound. They don't want to foul. Houston, you got to think, they're going to go pick and roll. They're going to try and get something for Cryer or Roberts in the lane.
We were at the Houston practice yesterday, and the last 10 minutes of practice were dedicated to late game situations, these exact situations. And we asked Kelvin Sampson about doing that in practice, and he said, look, when you're in a timeout late in a game, you don't have time to teach new things or go over things that you're just installing for the first time. We practice them almost every day. He feels that they are prepared for this moment right now.
There's no doubt these kids know exactly what it is he wants them to do, and now they have to go out and execute it. Again, they want to run this clock down as far as they can, obviously without getting a shot clock violation, and get a shot and then go to the glass. They'll have time to go to the glass because it's a 4-second differential.
This building has seen Gordon Hayward, Jalen Suggs, or we're about to see another tremendous finish at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah, he wants to start going when there's like 6 on the shot clock.
Uzan with 5 to shoot. Uzan, Smith to the ground. Uzan, turnaround, not there. The tip, no! And it goes out of bounds to Houston with 2.2 on the clock. And Kelvin Sampson will call his final timeout.
Yeah, that was not a great possession for Houston. Uzan ends up taking a tough shot. You really need to get something going to the basket in that situation. He could have gotten called for pushing off there too.
The out of bounds call on the floor is under review.
They will take another look just to confirm that it's Houston basketball.
Oh, he got away with one there.
Does look to be off of Heidi and Houston ball.
Yeah, I think it's off Heidi.
On the floor, it was called off of Cam Heidi.
And usually in these situations, too, they'll put something back on the clock.
Gene Steratore back with us. What do you see, Gene?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Lap Andrew. I think it's obviously off Heidi, and I've got 2.8 seconds from what I looked at on my replays for the game clock, but I think this is more of a timing thing than it is who it's off last.
Yeah. And that's plenty of time to get a good shot. Plenty of time. Let's see what Kelvin Sampson draws up.
And keep in mind, Purdue has 7 team fouls, so if they foul here, it'll send Houston to the free throw line.
Yeah, with 2.2 to go, you got to get a stop and a rebound. That's it.
Well, because of the review, this is not a Houston timeout. So if they have trouble inbounding the ball, Houston will still have a timeout to call.
And you know, really, on that play at the end when Heidi scored, you know, Houston was sitting there with a foul to give and didn't use it. But you don't want to use it there and then all of a sudden get the shot clock gets reset either. So they were kind of in a tough spot with that foul.
Not surprisingly, Steratore nailed it. 2.8 on the clock. Uzan, Cryer, Roberts, Sharp, and Tugler out there for the Cougars. Playing for a spot in the Elite Eight. Uzan gets it in, gets it back, and he puts it in! What a play! And now the officials will stop the clock to examine exactly how much time is left.
What a great play. The inbounder is always the forgotten man.
The previous play is under review for the clock.
Uzan took the ball out of bounds and stepped in. Watch how he steps in quickly. That is a tremendous out of bounds play by Kelvin Sampson. You talked about the special situations, Andrew. That's about as special as it gets.
And Uzan has had a special night with 22 points and 6 assists. And for now, the game-winning bucket. But there's still going to be some time for Purdue.
And you always say, don't forget the inbounder.
The clock will be reset to 0.9 seconds.
So they have time to catch and shoot. Obviously, you got to throw something at least to half court, if not further. But, you know, it's tough to get a clean catch in these situations.
Well, we're after midnight, so this somewhat ruins it. But yesterday, when the game started, on that day in 1992, was the Christian Laettner shot for Duke to beat Kentucky.
I think there was a little more time than 0.9, but I do like the fact that Houston's got a man on. They got Tugler guarding the inbounder. I think that's a good move. And in that game, Rick Pitino did not guard the inbounder.
0.9 on the clock.
The one thing that Houston does not want to do here is foul. Going for the loose ball or something, going over somebody's back. That's what you're worried about.
They only have 5 team fouls, though, so they have one to give.
Oh, with one team foul to give, this thing's over. You might as well foul them going for the ball. They're not going to be in a shooting motion.
Officials sorting something out, and now C.J. Cox hops off the bench for Purdue. And C.J. Cox will be the one to inbound.
Yeah, they couldn't make a sub because the referee stopped the game.
0.9 to go. Purdue looking for a prayer. Cox gets it in. Smith from midcourt. His turnaround is not there. And the Cougars are moving on. Two incredible coaches. And in the end, what a play design by Kelvin Sampson.
Yeah, the bottom line is that was an unbelievable execution of an out-of-bounds play. You got to give Kelvin Sampson tremendous credit, but you have to give the Purdue kids credit. They played a gutsy game against a very, very difficult opponent. And the reason why it's a difficult opponent is because they're so good defensively, they're so physical, and you got to give Houston credit, but I think Purdue also deserves some credit in this. And that is going to be a flat-out war on Sunday.
Do you like defense? Because you're going to see a whole lot of it on Sunday. Two of the best defensive teams in the country will go head-to-head for a spot in the Final Four. Houston and Tennessee, 2:20 Eastern Time on Sunday on CBS.